constantly open and close your car door and just make a chicken farm. Oh, why did he profits?
You're listening to TKR.
Bam bam chicha bam. Wally waka balapata gaapatapaga opagaga.
And with that, hello everybody. Welcome to the podcast. We are back again for another week of TKR. It's the holiday season. Everybody's getting festive. At the time of recording this, Christmas is in 8 days. Man, that snuck up on me this year. I was just like,
forgot it was December.
I know, right? Yeah, I've been doing that all week. I was like, I did fairly okay with like getting on gifts early this year.
Mm-hmm.
But then I just kind of like woke up today. I was like, oh, all those last minute stragglers. I have a week. Cool. Stores are crowded. Traffic is insane. It's that time of the
one of my
season.
coworkers, he has 2 daughters, and he ordered a Nintendo Switch for one of his daughters on Amazon Prime. He ordered it like 2 weeks ago, and it still has yet to ship because of high volumes of shipping. So it doesn't look like it will be here before Christmas.
Oh, that's
so
so
he's debating
sad.
like canceling it and going and buying one with his own money and just having Amazon gift codes.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh, is it even worth it at that point?
Yeah, that's rough.
Because at that point, his daughter is like in kindergarten, I think. So if you didn't tell her she wasn't getting it, she wouldn't know.
Right.
So you could easily just be like, give her like an IOU or in
Yeah.
presents. I was like, oh, Santa forgot this one, and here it is now.
Right. Yeah.
But
you know, there's something so special about just opening it on Christmas Day. But yeah, it's been crazy, man. The stores, oh my goodness, you can't go anywhere this last week. It's insane. But no, I think I'm pretty much set. Wow.
Speaking of stores,
what I was gonna say.
My roommate maybe want to hurt him yesterday.
Oh no.
So you know how we went to the store yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
He specifically said that he wanted to go to Walmart, which is like a 15-minute drive from my house, because he wanted hash browns.
Okay.
And so I'm like, okay, why not go to the Meijer that's like, very close to our house? And he goes, no, they never have it. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So we go to Walmart and we walk in. He goes, I'm literally only here for hash browns. I'm like, cool. First of all, he grabs carrots. I'm like, okay, that's not that bad. He's like, we don't need a cart. We go to the hash browns, and then he's like, okay, we're grabbing ice cream. So we grabbed ice cream. He goes, we need laundry detergent, we need bleach. So we grab both of those. We're in the back of Walmart, right? And then he goes, crap, I needed tomatoes. Like, why didn't you think of that? Oh, you're in the front. And we're sitting there, like, both our arms are, like, covered in things. And we have no cart because he said we didn't need one. And we're walking through the store, and he's looking at me. And he told me, he goes, I was thinking about getting shoes here, too, but now I don't know. I'm like, where are we going to put them? Who's going to carry them?
Oh, my gosh. That's so funny.
It was so funny because the entire time he was looking at more stuff, I could tell that he thought more things, but he didn't want to say them.
He didn't want to say it because he knew he was gonna get cussed out for it. That's funny.
And I was just joking with him, but it was just funny that he's like, yeah, I'm only going in for this one thing. And then while we're in line waiting, I look at all our stuff. I'm like, so you mean to tell me we came to a Walmart specifically for hash browns? He goes, yeah. Like, why didn't we just
and we leave with $100 worth of groceries?
It was funny too. So like, why did we not just check the Meijer that we live next to before we
like first
over here?
Just
he
check
goes because they never have them, and in my head I'm like, because we always go grocery shopping at like 10 p.m. So they're always at the bare minimum of stuff when we get there,
right?
And it was like 4 or 5 in the afternoon.
Yeah,
it's like
gotta love sporadic shopping trips. Yeah. Good. In other news, we got mic upgrades, man. Let's go.
Yay.
We're both operating the same mic now. Yeah, and a camera upgrade. Dude, it's been a week for tech upgrades. It's awesome.
Seriously.
But yeah, we're both running the same mic now, so hopefully sound should be a little more consistent. I still don't know how to work mine, so it might not
It
be
takes a
great,
little bit
but
of practice.
I mean, it's just a
Like I'm
lot.
still,
Because that's
yeah,
the
I'm
thing
still
is
learning how to use
the
mine.
cheap, like I still love my the microphone that I've been using. And I might swap back and forth between them from time to time just because, I like the sound of the other one.
Old
But that's the
reliable.
thing is it's all reliable, yes. Um, but it was just not cutting it for voice acting. It peaks too easily. It's meant
Hmm.
for podcasting, so it's like, it's right at the level to where you don't need a cloud lifter and you don't need a fancy soundboard. It just works. But this one is it's the SM7B. It's got a little more finesse. Open that can, TK, right into the mic. Do it. Get the ASMR
I
can
did
open.
it. I did
Oh,
it.
I hope it picked up in the recording because I didn't hear it. But
I can open up
anyways,
another one.
open. Just do a few more.
I have a
No.
24 pack.
um, but yeah, I got a very good deal on a used SM7B bundled with a cloud lifter for relatively cheap. Did you know how hard it is to find an SM7B these days? Because the market is flooded with bootlegs.
Really?
There are counterfeit SM7Bs going around, and they're like scary close to the actual one. I think you bought yours before that happened, so I'm sure you're fine.
Yeah.
And
I know.
you can tell the sound quality.
I'm just wondering, what would they do that would?
So I mean, it's just little things like the windscreen is a slightly different color and a different material. Um, the some of the lettering on the actual mic itself is slightly different.
Hmm.
Um, the cable, the little, I'll hold it up to the camera. These little plugs that plug into the microphone,
Hmm.
those things come out on the fake ones. They don't on the real ones.
Oh,
And so that's what
I
when I
can't show
was
you guys mine because Moosh is in the way. Also, say hi to
that's
Moosh,
okay.
guys.
Mushu, our new
He's
mascot.
totally not being held up by his throat. Sorry, underneath his arms by a bracelet that I found on the side of the road 2 years ago.
But it works. It works. But yeah,
I not
so
even lying to you. He has not moved off this mic since I put him up the first time I bought the mic.
no, he's been up
Literally,
there.
he's been here the entire
Go
time.
check TK's old stream archive on Twitch. You'll see him there throughout all of them.
There's nothing there.
Don't look. Don't go bother. Yeah. But yeah, so when I was buying a pre-owned microphone, I was very cautious because I was like, there's a 90% chance that this is gonna come and it's just gonna be fake, especially at the price that I paid for it. And I was like, eh. But no, I went through all the checks. I even unscrewed the bottom of the microphone and took a look at the internals. And
Hmm.
it's legit. So we're looking good. Um that was a question I had for you. Do you like the I've seen people customize this microphone specifically where they'll have fancy like their XLR cables, they'll get like it color matched, and then their windscreen, they'll get like a fancy windscreen that's like colored.
Yeah. Hmm.
So like I've seen people with like a red XLR cable coming out and then a red windscreen on the mic.
Hmm.
What do you think about that? Do you think that's like cheesy or do you actually like that aesthetic?
I mean, having the windscreen a different color, I think, is kind of weird. But
Yeah.
I mean, I think having like a different color microphone,
Mm-hmm.
I think, especially we mostly see it with like streamers or something. It has a little bit of a uniqueness to your streams.
Mm-hmm.
So if everyone has the same thing, for you to have one that's a different color brings more light to it. So I think it's
Yeah.
interesting. Like like to, I like different designs.
Mm-hmm.
I put stickers on mine. I don't know if you guys can see them because I can't see my face. But I put stickers on mine. I put Mushu on mine so it stands out a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if it was a different color, I think I would jump on it if it wasn't too much.
Yeah.
If like I had the option, if they were the same price and I could choose between a black one or like a mint one, I'm picking the mint one every time.
Oh yeah.
Like
Oh yeah.
no
Well, that's
competition.
the thing, is it has to be like it has to match sort of your aesthetic, whether it's your channel colors or your like background colors or whatever. Like it has to have
Yeah.
match. Cause I saw one guy with like a bright red cable and a bright red windscreen. I was like, oh.
Have you seen the microphone underneath the windscreen?
Yeah.
It looks so gross. It's so unappealing.
And that's why we leave the windscreen on.
Look up Sure, I'm asking somebody without windscreen because I don't want to touch mine because I will cringe. Uh, be warned, it's kind of gross. You'll probably cry. Your kids might cry. If you don't have kids, when you have kids, they'll cry the day they're born
It's
for
not
3 hours.
that bad. It's not that bad.
I would take drink. No, I'm just kidding. I almost said I would take drinking milk over looking at it, but that's not true.
Do it. Nope,
No,
now you have to.
no,
You
no, no,
committed.
no. I said I was gonna say it, but then I said I was. So then now it's null and void.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. I gotcha. But yeah, it was that's what I was looking, because I first saw that red color coded like mic setup. I was like, ugh. But then I saw a guy with
Yeah.
a blue one and it matched like his blue background. I was kind of like, ooh. And I happen to have a blue cable on my microphone right now, so
And so that I
not
just gotta,
intentionally, but
I don't know what kind of boom arm you have, but I don't know if you remember mine. Mine has the cable for it actually in the boom arm itself.
yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Um,
It's sad though because I can never change it to the cord unless I buy a completely new boom arm. So I'm stuck with a black one. But I mean, it doesn't really matter to me because at the end of the day, I have everything I need.
right, exactly. It's functional, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
No, that was the problem. So I have basically this was like 7 years ago or something. For Christmas, I got this from my grandparents. I got this cheap like condenser microphone. I still have it somewhere. This little guy. I think I've showed it on the podcast before. This thing sucks. I plugged it in the other day just to see how it sounds, and it's awful. But
Yo, actually, I think it's the first microphone I had for streams.
the Neewer something. This was like the cheap brand on Amazon back in the day. Neewer, however you pronounce
I don't
it.
think mine was newer.
Okay.
Because mine
Well,
came with a microphone, a boom arm, and a headset.
oh, nice. Yeah, that's what this was. It was with the boom arm. And so it's like this aluminum boom arm with the springs, just like, you know, your typical boom arm. But it just like the metal is shaved down at the bottom from being moved too much, so it just squeals every time I try to rotate it. And so I was like, if I'm buying the new microphone, I want to get a new boom arm. And so I bought one on Amazon. It was like one of their top selling ones, blah de blah. And I bought the heavy duty one. It was like $35 or something. And it kind of looks like yours, where it doesn't have like the springs or anything. It's just got the joints. And I was like, this will be perfect. And it literally just wouldn't hold up the microphone fully tightened. It just wouldn't hold it up, so I had to return it. So I'm back to using the crappy boom arm, but that's okay because it actually functions and it holds up the microphone, so it's good enough. Also, I bought this week specifically for the podcast 15 terabyte hard drive. Because it was on sale at Costco. And so I was like, I might as well just get the 15 terabytes so I'll never run out. So I moved all the podcast videos and stuff off of my internal SSD so I don't have to worry about running out of storage space again.
I don't know why, but 15 terabyte hard drives always make me think of like a mattress size. I don't know why. In my head, I just imagined like, oh yeah, I got this.
Well, and that's
like
it's one of the ones
mattress.
that like it's so beefy that it has to be plugged into a wall outlet in order to actually work. Like a USB just isn't enough to power it. So it might be a little overkill, but you think each episode, like between my video and your video, then the edited videos, and then all the audio files, it's like probably, I don't know, 30 to 40 gigabytes per episode.
Yeah.
Times how many we have so far. So I was like, and I don't want to just like delete the stuff after we upload the episode. It wouldn't matter, but I like to have that stuff archived just in case we ever need to go back and use it.
We're going to be like 10 years into this, someone's going to hack into our files, find out that one of the unedited things, we said something out of pocket, and like, cancel.
Yep.
We promise we don't edit anything other than people's
No, we
names
never
out in
edit
places where we
anything out.
live.
Yeah.
I totally didn't make a racist comment about myself one of these episodes.
And even if you did, I probably didn't edit it out.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. No, we have fun here.
We hope so.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're getting the setup all we're upgrading people. Upgrades people. That's another thing too, is like it doesn't really matter because especially on the podcast, my microphone doesn't really show in the recording.
Yeah.
You just see the top. But
Mine
that's what I
doesn't
was
review.
thinking of how I can get like stickers or anything on mine. Because part of me likes the clean aesthetic, and it's like I want it to be clean. I don't want to do anything to tarnish it since it's, you know, a high-end microphone. But at the same time, I'm like, I want it to be mine.
I will find you one of these things. Does not moose you, and I'll find you a bracelet.
I have
We'll
a
match
Yoda one somewhere.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh,
You have a yellow one.
I got it. Hold on. No,
Yeah,
I figured out
please,
what I'm
for the
gonna
love
do.
of God.
I don't have the Yoda one. It's on our Christmas tree at the moment because it's like a Christmas
okay.
one. But I have Spider Loaf.
I don't know why I thought I was gonna grab Chonkachu and put him on there. I'm like, Riley, that's not how this works.
No, I can't reach him at the moment. He's up on a high shelf, and I don't want to trip over the crap that I have on my floor. But yeah. Anyways, next episode you're gonna see Spider Loaf sitting on my my microphone. So yeah, that's that. I think TK has a little topic.
Yes, we decided that I would do it 2 weeks in a row because we have spoilers, a Christmas themed one for next week.
Yay.
And I had nothing festive planned. Did not realize that mine was Christmas. Luckily, we talked about it beforehand, so
Yeah.
we actually have one that's on theme.
Yeah, and it's our episodes go up on Mondays when they're on time. We've been on track for the last couple of weeks. Luckily,
I think we've only ever been late once.
as far as you know. No, there was a few. So it was the one that weekend we went to Comic-Con. I think it was the Comic-Con Rap Part 2.
Yeah,
That one was late. There was another one that was not late on YouTube, but on Spotify. What happened was I uploaded the video and then I forgot to hit the schedule button and I just closed out of the tab. And so I went to check it the next morning and it wasn't up and it was just saved as a draft, so I just had to publish it there.
Oh.
So that one was late. There was another one that I thought not late, but it was just edited poorly, so I had to.
Was it the Abigail one?
Yeah. Because
So you had to
the audio
re-upload it.
desynced, so I had to go in and edit it when I got home. But yeah. But
Okay.
no, we've been on track for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So I don't know, because our episode's going up on Christmas. I don't know if we should like delay it a day, or if we should still just put it up on Christmas and just let people listen to it later. I think we'll just put it up on Monday.
Yeah, because I mean, you scheduled it on Sunday anyways, right?
Right.
So I mean, at that point, it
So
just
we'll
goes up
just
the same day.
put it up for Monday and call it good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so topic. Take it away, TK.
So, not gonna lie, I've had this topic in my head for maybe 2 weeks now. I
Okay.
saw a TikTok that had the perfect opener one, and then as of 3:09 this morning, I wrote the rest of the questions.
Cool. All right.
I had some of them in mind, but I just kept going. So I'm just gonna ask you some questions today, and we're gonna deep dive into some of our answers.
Oh no. All right.
So the question
Is this another existential episode? Are we doing this again?
This one's more of we're gonna get deep for a minute
Okay.
with some of them, but some of them
Okay.
are just kind of funny.
Cool.
So the one that started off, I am so sorry to the podcast that I got this from. I forgot to save the video to shout them out, so you guys can go check them out. I will find it eventually, and I'll bring it back to you guys. But the podcast had asked the question to one of their hosts, how many owls do you need to see in a day before you think something is wrong?
Oh. That's okay. Am I going to a zoo?
No.
This is just out in the wild. Okay.
So you're going, let's say your front door broke, like the door handle, so you're going to the hardware store. You walk outside your house, boom, owl. not aggressive. Not it's just you just see an owl flying away. Like,
Huh.
oh, that's weird. You know, you get into your car, you look out the window, boom, a different owl than the one you saw before. You know they're different. It's like, yeah, that's weird. You start driving, you see 3 owls, 4 owls, 5 owls, and you just keep seeing them. None of them are like coming after you. None of them are like aggressive. You
Uh-huh.
just see them flying in various directions. How many do you see in that day before you think something is weird?
Oh, that's weird. Um, okay, so this is okay. Oh man.
I have my
Um,
answer immediately.
I would say like 4.
But 4 was my answer as well.
Okay. Cause like especially like around the area I live, there are trees and we have seen owls before, but
Yeah.
not like that many owls. So
Literally the amount
if there
of
was
wild owls I've seen in my life, I can count on one hand.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That's it.
Just one.
I would see one owl, be like, "Oh, that's cool." I'll see a second one. I'd be suspicious by that point.
And then you see a third and a fourth. Yeah, 4 is the
Yeah.
point where I'd be like, all right, something's not something's off here. Yeah, that's a good question. And now I'm trying to think why. Like why would it like cuz that's not something that should cause me suspicion, but like yeah, if I see that many owls, I'm going to be suspicious. Suspicious of what? I don't know. But I'll find something.
And then coming on the same topic, this is another one that sparked the questions that I had. So, uh, I'll put them all in scenario POVs now for you.
Okay.
So as
Okay.
we start, so you're in your home,
Got it.
and all of a sudden, as you're walking out to go grab a glass of milk, you see a live bird on your table. It's like,
Okay.
oh, that's weird. I must have left the door open or something, and you open the door, it flies out, whatever. You see another bird in there. How many birds until you think someone is pranking you have to get in?
I mean, if I actually left the door open, then probably like well, I guess it depends on the type of bird, doesn't it? Because if it's a type of bird that you often see in flocks, I'd be like, yeah, it would make sense if I left a window or a door open and there's like 5 of them in there. But if it's just like a bigger bird, huh?
You see a vulture just on your kitchen table, like, where the fuck did you
What
come
the
from?
hell? Yeah. I would say like 5, probably around 5, and that's if I actually left something open.
See, I have a different idea of that. My thought process is, so we're running under the assumption by the time you get out there, every door and window is shut.
Oh, okay.
So you have the mindset like, oh, maybe I left one open and the wind shut it, right?
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
My thought process is by number 11 is when I'm like, someone's lighting these things in.
Yeah.
Because the same thing, like, oh, it must just be a small flock. They smell food. They are flying in. Makes sense.
Yeah. No, that makes
But
sense.
then if I open the door and all of them fly out, and then I see an 11th one, no. That one right there.
Yep. I like that answer. That's good.
Good answer.
Yeah.
All right. Next
okay,
up, we have
interesting.
the classic one. So everyone anyone has ever heard this one. So you are put into a room with no doors, no windows, and like hard walls and a hardwood floor.
Uh-huh.
Out of one of the walls, a child spawns.
Oh.
They're like a kindergarten to first grade year old. They know how to say uncle when they feel pain. In order to leave, you got to defeat as many kids as possible. And
Oh,
every
gosh.
2 minutes, a new kid spawns. You just have to put them into them saying uncle, and then they despawn. How many are you beating?
Probably none.
Really? You're not going to fight at all?
No. I would feel too bad. Do they fight back?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're trying to kill you.
Oh, well, if they're coming at me with like a knife or something, then maybe. But like, no,
So
I would not just beat them up if they were just like sitting there.
they're coming at you with a knife. You cannot pick up the knife. You cannot use the knife at all. Once you defeat said person with that knife disappears as well, and a new person comes in with a new knife.
I mean, one like stiff sucker punch would be enough, right?
Yeah, so either you knock him out or you make him say uncle, and then they despawn.
Okay. Well, if they have a knife and like my life is actively in danger, then yes, I would like actually try to fight back. But how many is this like is this just like infinite? Like there's
Yeah, an
actually no
infinite
getting
number
out?
of them. Yeah. You just see how long you can go for.
So do I know that there's no end? Because if I know that there's no end, then I'll just not
Then you
fight
probably
back
give
and
up.
I'll just give up. But if I if I think that there's like an end to it,
The Grand Overlord that put you in here, Lex Luthor, said that if you defeat 50, then you can get out.
okay, well then yeah, I'd probably go for the 50.
What's
I
your
think
strategy?
I'd go all the way. My strategy is just like spawn camp as soon as he steps to the wall. Stiff sucker punch right to the forehead. That's all you need, right? That's I mean, in theory. That's my answer. Yes.
Spawn camp is.
Yeah. Yeah, if it's a 50 living, I'll take out all 50. But if there's nothing, if I know there's no end, then I'm just not gonna fight, probably. Unless I know that there's like some way out that I can like crawl up a vent or something, but that doesn't exist in this hypothetical.
Good answer.
How about okay, what's your answer to this?
So, under the assumption that it's infinite, I would still try to fight just because there's no way they have infinite kids. But so either way, I'm fighting. I feel like my strategy in my mind was I would just they would run at me with the knife, right? And they're like, obviously they can't fight because they're like first graders at most. My strategy would consist of them running at me like this, right, with the knife and trying to swing at me, weave, and then kick them in the chest as hard as possible. Like I'm messy, right? I'm kicking them in the chest.
I mean,
and
your
then
leg is like way longer than their wingspan anyways, so that you wouldn't even have to wait for them to get to you.
And then by that point, if they're still up, legs, and just give them a good 1-2, like shaking them out on the floor.
Hulk with Loki and Avengers 1.
Exactly.
Whack, whack, whack.
Puny God. But if
All
that
right.
didn't work, I would slowly start spawning more in, and I would just start using each one of them as my weapon of like just kind of like windmilling all like 2 in each hand, just like knocking some of them out as they go. Yeah, exactly. I got a force field now.
Oh, I love it. Good answer.
I feel like I could do it.
Yeah, I just don't see the point. If you know there's no end, I don't see the point. But
for the fun of it.
You're like, I'm not getting out of here. Might as well have some fun with it. Oh god.
I'm playing California Girls while I'm doing this. It's like, I have like 75 kids in front of me. California.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
All right, on to the next classic one. So, this one we have to talk about at the end because there's a podcast where people are so stupid and they chose wrong.
Okay.
To all of our listeners, we all know the answer. This should not be up for debate. Fight a chicken every time you get into your car, or fight a lion once a year.
Fight a chicken.
Thank you.
There's no debate there. I mean, like,
so now we're gonna talk about it. So there's another podcast. I forget their name. I'm sorry, but they had 2 guests on, and they were like, yeah. The hosts were like, oh yeah, we're fighting the chicken because we could easily just open the door, grab the chicken, and then throw it out of the car, right?
Right.
Their guest's response was like, you have to get the door open. It's like, is the chicken stopping me from opening this car door?
It's just
They're
pecking the lock button every time you unlock your car.
They then go on to say like, have you ever seen like geese at the pond? Those things are vicious. It's like, why are we talking about geese when
We're
we're
talking about
fighting a chicken?
chickens.
So
So
it also go for it.
I was just gonna say, I guess it would call into question the intelligence of the chicken. Is this like a smart chicken, or
It's
is
like
this
a
just
mega
like
mind sized
just
chicken.
a mega mind chicken, or is this just an average chicken?
This is
If
just
it's
an average chicken.
okay, then yeah, then the choice is obvious. There's no contest here.
They didn't go into detail about how they can befriend the lion. And
Okay,
one of
is it the same lion every year?
no, I wouldn't know.
So
I
then
would say
something. Yeah,
I would
don't
say
know.
no, because
Okay,
I feel like every one of them is a different animal.
right.
So there's no like
There's no
so
continuity.
there's no yeah.
It's not the same thing. You couldn't like befriend the lion and then next time you see him, just be like, "Hey, sorry, bro, I gotta fight you." Like
One of the guests goes, "I'm a Leo." So as like,
oh no!
if you know what clip I'm talking about, please send it to me so that I can give them the credits they are due, because that was so funny to watch. It was so heartbreaking to think like, yeah, these people think this for real.
Yeah. Oh, your astrological sign. You get to befriend those animals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm glad we chose the right one.
Yeah.
You fight the
Yep.
chickens.
You fight there's no contest unless you're just
So
really stupid or you just I guess well okay. Now hold on, hear me out though. Do you get to choose, does this just happen randomly? When you fight the lion, does the event happen randomly or do you know you're going to have to go fight a lion when it happens? Like do you have prep
it's the
time?
same day every year.
Okay, so you could just like build up an armory. Like you could be prepared. Or do
You
you
can't
just
fight
like
with any weapons.
oh,
It's
okay.
a
So you just
hand to
like
hand.
you just
Yeah.
like spawn in an arena. You get teleported to an arena with just a lion.
Yeah, you're literally like spawned into a coliseum with this lion. Every weapon you have on you, even like your shoes, are gone. You just had to hand this lion.
Okay, then no, that's just dumb. You take the chicken. The chicken, okay, the chicken is a minor inconvenience. No, maybe not a minor. It's an inconvenience. Like if you're running late for work, if you're doing this and you have to take care of the chicken first. But like that's still like you just prepare for that. You get used to it. You don't go hand to hand with a with a lion. That's wild.
So if you can choose weapons against the chicken, I'm going to teach you guys how to fight it. All right. One word. Taser. Open the door. You tase the shit out of the chicken. You win. And you got dinner.
And you got dinner. It's pre-fried. You just pluck the feathers off and there you go.
You're going to rush to work. You got a chicken leg right there that you can just like, you know?
Yeah, you keep an air fryer in your car so you can just pop that sucker in.
Wait, can you imagine, like, as a man, if you like taking a girl on a date and you open up the car door, there's a chicken there's like, excuse me, babe. All right, you can get it.
Dude, okay, so that's what I would do is I would build an air fryer into my my glove box. So you just like open it up, drop the chicken in, close the thing, and just wait like 30 minutes, and then you just
How do you explain that to people that you just met? Like you're going on a business trip with someone, they're driving with you. It's like, ignore this part.
That's all you do. You just say it was either this or fight a lion, so I chose this. Yeah, I would take the chicken all day.
Okay, good.
Yep.
To all of our viewers that said you would fight a lion, don't lie to yourselves.
Stop lying. We know you wouldn't. You're lying.
You wouldn't.
Yeah. Or you
All right,
would, unless you have a death wish.
That is true.
Then you probably would.
At that point, just choose the chicken.
But if you legitimately think you could take a lion, I think you're sick in the head, and I think you need to be helped. Next question.
Yo, you could just constantly open and close your car door and just make a chicken farm.
Oh, I didn't even think about that aspect to it. They never like you don't have to kill the chicken. You can just get it out of the car. Bro, that's instant money. That's instant money. That you just cracked the code, dude. That's insane. No, that's what you do. That's what you do is you just open and close the car door. And then you just start a chicken. You buy a plot of land. You start a chicken farm. Then you get fresh eggs, fresh meat. You have an infinite supply. You could solve food insecurity. You would solve world hunger just by having a chicken spawn in your car every time you open it. That is genius. That is genius.
At that point, I think like you'd have to buy like 10 cars and just start opening all doors and hiring people. Like, okay, guys, listen
work,
up.
people, work.
Chickens are gonna spawn right now. This is war. Get them in cages, get them fed, and let's go.
Oh, it's just like in Gmod when like you multiply an item and it's just a and then the game starts lagging and then it just explodes. That's what I imagine it being like. It's just, you got one person on each door of the car just opening and closing it, like each taking their turn, so you don't open them at the same time, and it's just like the car just fills until they just start. The car just like the doors explode open and chickens fly out. That's what I imagine in my head. That is genius. I didn't even think about like the food aspect of it. You don't have to kill the chicken. You just get it out of the car, and then you don't even have to get it out of the car. I mean, I guess if it's attacking you, but like,
Yeah.
you just like it just. That's genius. I think you cracked the code.
This is why you listen to TKR. We just got ideas, you know.
Yeah, we got mad ideas here. Man, I never even thought, because I've heard this hypothetical before, or at least versions of it, but I've never once thought about the aspect of like, you just get a chicken. Like you just have a chicken now. Genius. You'd be set for life.
Seriously. That was the end of the more common questions that I found. Everything from here on was just questions I thought of last night. So, let's start with this one. So, everyone that's viewing us probably already know we live somewhere in a state. I think we've already said
we
right?
we live in Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah.
We live in Michigan. All right. So my question to you is, for the rest of your life, you have to live in only the bounds of Michigan, or you move every 3 days in a new place. The move is completely free. Everything is like teleported to the new place. So you can go from like Rome, to Greece, to Australia, but you can never go back to the place that you've already been to until you've gone everywhere else. And you have to move literally every 3 days to somewhere new. But the other way, you can never leave Michigan. Once you get to like the ends, it's like a force field that pushes you back.
So is there like, do I get to take, if I move, is it like me and whoever's like living with me, or is it just me?
No, anyone that you see as your household, or that whatever household, will move with you, and it's completely like you're moved into a safe area, so there's like no dangers of like falling into warfare. You'll be somewhere secure. You have somewhere where you can get food, water, so you always have supplies.
Okay,
but you're literally, you and all your stuff is just teleported there after 3 days.
Gotcha. I mean, okay, so that doesn't sound like bad if I get to have all my stuff, but like also that would be insanely hard because you wouldn't be able to like make friends, or like you'd have your family and that would pretty much be it.
And then you could never return to those places until like however long it takes you to visit every country in the world.
Right. Dang. I think I'd stay in Michigan.
Yeah.
Because there's like, Michigan is a very like diverse state, so to speak. Like we have big cities, we have like woods, we have good scenery if you want to go out and like hike.
Yeah.
Like there's plenty of stuff to do that I think I could keep myself occupied, and at least I would be able to like, you know, feel settled in somewhere.
I just realized if you chose the other option, I think you'd be on a wanted list. Because
tax evasion,
evading,
tax,
you
and
never
you'd
have to pay for anything.
But that's the thing is you'd have to pay like property taxes and like life taxes in every single country that you go to.
No, because you're only there for 3 days.
Yeah, but so then you're just an illegal immigrant at that point.
Exactly.
Right? So you're just constantly on the run. But
You're just Bin Laden at that point.
It wouldn't matter because then you just moved somewhere else.
Yeah, Bin Laden had the strategy already. We're just following his footsteps.
No, no, we aren't. Don't say that.
To all viewers and to all FBI agents watching, that was a joke.
Legal disclaimer: this was a joke.
Legal disclaimer: that was a joke that we're not bleeping out. Yeah, I'm with you. I think I would stay in. I just the thought of not being able to enjoy places that you go to sounds insane. You literally have like either view the place for one day and then go out the next 2 days, or you go out, you view one day, you go out one day, and then you find out where you're going the next day.
Right.
And it's just a cycle of that for your entire life.
And that's what I mean. It would just be like, I don't know, like you wouldn't make money. I guess you wouldn't need money, hypothetically.
I guess for food, but...
Right, but then, so, yeah, I don't know how that would work.
I guess, so my thought process for it was, at the end of the 3 days, you just, like, I guess it would be like a timer. Like, once it hits midnight, you would move.
Yeah.
You just go and rob someone at, like, 11:50, and you're in your house with all the food you just stole, and by, like, oh, we're gonna get you, and then by midnight, gone. I mean, that's the only way.
That's the only logical way. I don't know how else you would do it.
Unless you have a work from home job that's like, oh, where you at today? It's like, Antarctica.
Yeah, no, you could do that, I guess. Or you could just be a vlogger. You'd be a travel vlogger. There you go. You're just in a new place every day. That's how
Balenciaga sponsored this.
But then you just wouldn't be able to, I guess there's like translation tools these days that you could use to help. But like you would just go and just not know anything about where you are. That would suck. No,
yeah, that would.
I'm sticking with Michigan.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah. There's too much randomness. My anxiety would not allow me to do that.
Okay. Let's see. This one was a little bit interesting to me.
Okay.
So, you have a cup that for whenever you pour something in that, it keeps anything that you poured in it forever carbonated. So it never loses carbonation.
Okay.
Or you have a media source that every article piques your interest and it's constant. So you never have something that doesn't interest you. Which one are you picking?
I would definitely pick the media thing.
Really? I think I'm with the beverage. I don't want something that piques everyone my interest all the time. So I feel like it gets sucked in too much.
True. But then like I guess the cup. Okay, the cup would be kind of nice though. I mean, it would can you like choose? It's just like not every cup you use, it's one cup.
It's one cup.
It's one cup. Okay. Yeah, I think I would choose the media source because just because you have it doesn't mean just like the cup, just because you have it doesn't mean you have to use it, right?
Right, yeah.
But if you're just like sitting and I can't find something I want to watch on YouTube or on TV, you just pop that thing on and then it's like right here, hey, this is something that I actually want to watch and enjoy.
I feel like just because of my like I just have no control over like my time management when it comes to stuff like that. So I feel like I would be the kind of person that like, oh, there's 50 articles or 58 medias that are like, oh, here you go. I'm like, oh, I gotta watch all of them now.
Right.
And
now
then
I have
all
to
of a sudden
sit
at
down
6 in the morning, I start work at 7. I'm like, well, shit.
Yeah, no, that's a very valid point. That would be a very big downfall of that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, honestly, I probably don't have the self-control to, I mean, I'm already bad with YouTube about how I just indulge constantly.
Well, that'd be the weird thing too about the media is like every title is something like, oh my god, it's like really like that it draws you into that point. And then either you're watching a video, you're reading an article, or you're like reading a post, you're like, that was interesting. Yeah. And they're like, nothing can be more interesting than that. Then you take one swipe, and then it's something just as interesting, like, oh my god, and like you just keep doing that.
It's just like the TikTok of the guy who's just like, "Whoa, that's a big bronze. I'll never see a bronze horse bigger than that." Oh my god. Oh, I love that. You know which one I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
It was at Frederick Meyer Gardens or whatever with Da Vinci's horse. It's so funny. That's what that reminded me of. I'll never see something more interesting than that. Oh, no way. I'll never see something more interesting than that. Oh, it would just be an endless cycle. So the cup, I can make a case for the cup in that case.
Yeah.
Because it would be hard to control. But
And then staying on the topic of items. So this one will probably be a little bit more difficult. I'm saving the more difficult ones for the end. We're probably going to do this one and do one of the more difficult ones because I feel like we're going to talk about it for a minute. But
cool.
This one, so both of these items never break. They never need maintenance. They're always going to work perfectly to what they're supposed to do.
Okay.
An oven that literally cooks anything you put in it in a second. It doesn't need to preheat. Once you put in the temperature, it's preheated already. You just put something in, close it, take it out. It's done. To your liking. So if you want something burnt, it will burn it to your liking.
Okay.
Or you have a car that once you get in and you have a destination, it will take you there in a second, but only to places that you've already been before outside of this car. It immediately teleports you there.
Oh.
Which one are you picking?
But you can't take the car to get to new places. You have to find another way to get them before the car will take you there.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's tough. I feel like... Well, I guess maybe not. Because I was going to say, I feel like it would, like, kind of the self-control thing again from the last one, right? Like, if I had an oven that could just cook anything, but it can't cook anything. You still have to prepare the food.
Yes.
It's just like when you put it in the oven. So I guess it wouldn't be any different than just like you still have to make the food. I'm still as lazy as I've always been, so I'm still gonna not want to make the food in the first place. But it will be more convenient.
Frozen dinners will be perfect then.
Yeah, just like the frozen pizzas and like
yeah, you just pop it in there and then you take it out and it's already done.
That would be awesome. But at the same time, the car would kind of be awesome too. I mean, here's the thing. Is it just like destinations? Because it's like technically if I just take a cab like to my work, that means that I took a car kind of to like any point on the roads that are to my work.
Yeah. So as long as you physically been in like a location, it'll take you there. So like, yeah, let's say you're on the street and your work is like over here and you've walked directly to it, then you can go anywhere in that space. But if you're like on the side of the road, you can't teleport yourself to a store that you haven't pulled into the driveway of, but you can still teleport.
Right, you would just teleport to that side of the road and then walk there.
Yes, and then by that point, then you would then have been there.
Right. Interesting. Oh, that would be super convenient. I think that would be more convenient than the food thing, honestly.
Yeah.
But it would still be a kind of a pain to have a car that you couldn't just take anywhere. But at the same time, if it's anywhere that I've been in my entire life, like
anywhere
I've pretty much been everywhere that I need to go by this point, at least for now, where I am in my life right now. So I think the car would make the most practical sense in this instance. Because then I could just like I could get everywhere that I need to go right now instantaneously.
With what you just said, or just made me think. So if you get a plane ticket that goes from your hometown, goes all the way around the world, and then back to your hometown, all you need to do is get in the car with a parachute, and then you're just in the air.
Yeah, but then
or
you
like
would
get the car parachute.
Can the car? Yeah, you'd have to get a car parachute.
Or you have it's like the car.
The car can be damaged though.
It can be damaged, but it will repair itself immediately. It's literally like indestructible.
Okay, you just have to be able to get back in the car.
Yeah.
in order for it to work. I see. Cool. Then
Like you imagine just being dropped above the Pacific Ocean and you're like, let's go, car.
just the car's just careening down through the sky. You're just in the car like, ah. Yeah, I would take the car for sure. The oven would be nice, and that would be awesome, but for the sake of like in this economy with these gas prices, no, I think I would definitely go with the car.
See, I'm gonna take the oven, but I have a reason for it. So I have a couple reasons. So firstly, driving is so therapeutic to me. I don't think I could ever like get rid of the time of like, especially when I'm alone.
Yeah.
It's just a period of time where I just get to like kind of listen to music, zone out to just concentrate on driving.
Yeah,
and I don't have to think about. I feel like taking that away would just kind of, I think it would mentally ruin me a bit, especially because then at that point, if people know you have the car, like, oh, why are you late to this?
Right.
You have a car that teleports you here. There's no like room for. I think punctuality would suck, and then I think it just ruined my psyche more or less. Now with the oven though, I'm a lazy bastard. I buy oven pizzas all the time.
Yeah.
And oh boy, I would love them instantly. I would love to be able to put some cinnamon rolls in there and get they're cooked.
Oh, see, this is such a hard hypothetical because like it's not like you're matching up two things that are very similar.
Exactly.
These are two completely different things that I'm like, yes, I could make a case for either of these. But to choose one is so hard.
Yep, that's why I chose them.
Yeah. I would yeah, that's difficult. I think for sake of practicality, like for my purposes, just to like get to work and go to a store and do whatever I want, like car would be awesome. But
yeah,
the oven would be just as awesome because you just okay, that's another way I'm thinking about too practically is the car would save money because you're not spending money on car repairs, gas, you're not doing that. Like oven would save you time though. So it brings up calls in the question of what's more important to you, time or money. And that's a whole different thing. Yeah, that's difficult, but I think I would have to go with the car.
Yeah.
I think so.
See, guys, we don't always agree on things. I'm still going with the oven.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I could go with either, but if I had to choose.
All right.
There's no saying you even have to use the car, right? Are you locked into that one car? You could just get a different car. Exactly.
You could, because I think the way I wrote it was you don't pay anything for that car either. Like there's no, you wouldn't even have to pay for insurance because,
because you're not driving it.
Yeah.
You just pay storage insurance and you just change the storage location every time you go somewhere.
Yo, honestly, if you had that car as well, every place that you ever love, I would just like go into the back of the parking lot and put cones around a parking spot that says do not use, needs maintenance or something.
Yeah, just act like there's like construction going on and then you just like park your car there.
Park your car right there.
Yeah, exactly. That's genius.
We at TKR sometimes have good ideas. It's not very often.
Not very often, but once in a while we start talking and we're like, oh.
It's like, oh my God, we thought of that? All right, last question for the video. I feel like this one's going to be a little bit harder. So, scenario time. You have just become the highest grossing director / writer in the world.
Ooh.
You're world renowned. Your skills are amazing. You can literally recreate anything and people would love it.
Okay.
What is the first movie or TV show you are redoing in your own image?
Oh, that's tough because obviously it would be a TV show I would like.
Yeah.
But I like shows so much that I would not want to touch them.
Mm-hmm.
So it would have to be maybe something that I watched that was so incredibly bad that I was like, I'd redo it. Okay. I've got it. The first
that was
thing,
fast.
the first thing, and this is just because this is such a controversial thing that nobody agrees with me on.
Hmm.
I would redo La La Land.
Really?
Okay, so for years, right? Because I'm a huge fan of like The Greatest Showman, Hamilton, like all the big movie musicals, whatever.
Uh-huh.
Hamilton wasn't really a movie musical, but they kind of made it one. Um, and so for years, people hyped up. They're like, "You haven't seen La La Land? Oh, you gotta watch La La Land. It's awesome." And I've listened to the music. I was like, "Yeah, the music's great. I like the music. I've seen some of the scenes. Like, it's good." But dude, I finally sat down to watch it, and I almost shut the movie off. It was
Oh.
so bad. It okay. Like the first like 30 minutes to an hour was good. The last 20 minutes was good. Everything in
Hmm.
between was so unbelievably boring that I was like,
Oh.
I was so disappointed, and like just nobody, everybody's like, "What are you talking about? It's so good." I'm like, "No, it's boring as hell." Nothing happened in the middle of the movie. It was just like marriage problems. It was just marriage problems, the movie, for the like the hour and a half in between. I was like, I don't want to
Marriage
watch
Problems,
this.
the movie. It's such.
I was like, I was like, I love the music, the choreography's great, the acting is great. Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling are amazing, but like
Hmm.
the movie just sucked. I know I'm kind of catch flack for this because I already have, but like I did not care for that movie, and so that's one that I'm like, the music, the choreography, everything is already so good
Hmm.
that like I would just change the story, I would rewrite some things, and I would just make it different. So that's the thing. That's the thing that I'm like, it's I don't want to say it's bad just because I didn't care for it because I know other people did. So
Hmm.
I just didn't care for it. So that's one that I'd be like, I'm gonna make this how I want it to go. And
Right.
if it's guaranteed to be an instant success, then that's what I would do. I'd redo La La Land.
That's fair.
Yeah, and I'm
When
sure
I thought about
there's
this,
some other ones, but
I have two answers, and I can't bring myself to choose one because I
okay,
don't really care much about one. Like I could care less if this movie ever existed or not.
yeah,
But by principle, I have to do it.
okay.
So the first one is a TV show. I'm remaking Teen Titans Go. I, for those you don't know, I love Teen Titans.
Yeah,
I hate Teen Titans Go.
yeah. Like most Teen Titans fans.
I
Yeah.
would burn that show to the ground. I would keep all the soundtracks.
Oh
Don't
yeah.
get me wrong, they make some bomb ass music.
Well, and even like okay, here's my thing with that. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you.
You're fine.
That's my thing with Teen Titans Go, right? Is it's like I enjoy some of the episodes. I think it's funny. Like there's some
Yeah,
genuinely good moments in there. There's funny, right? Like the writing
exactly.
is good. But it was the
Yes,
fact that they got rid of Teen Titans and
for this
replaced it
shit.
with Teen Titans Go. It's like for
That's
what
my
it is,
problem too.
I like it, but it's not Teen Titans.
If they would have put this as anything other than Teen Titans, I think I would have been fine with it.
Right.
Literally, if this was even if they had it like as Titans East, would have been fine with it. If it was just the East Teen
Right.
Titans, but
Right.
it's the fact that we went from the glory of Teen Titans to this shit.
Down to this. And it was like same voice actors, same everything, so that it kind of seemed like they were like, oh, this is a follow-up. But they just totally changed everything.
Yeah, like Beast Boy can talk during his transformations now. Him and Raven are actually in love.
Yeah.
Robin's insufferable. That's the worst part about it. Robin is insufferable.
Right.
He was so good.
His character is
Like,
just written to be annoying and like just
Literally, he was so perfect in Teen Titans. He had a edgy backstory. He was a great leader. He knew exactly what he needed to do to become like a perfect leader for his crew.
yeah.
And then they took all that character development, like
Just toss it away.
it bothered me.
Yeah. So
And
would
then-
you use it to remake it just like as a continuation of the original series, or would you start from scratch?
In terms of this, to keep the integrity of the original Teen Titans, I would remake Teen Titans, but with slight changes.
Okay.
So the original would still be there. Everyone can still enjoy it. I'm not taking away everyone the integrity and the all that. But I would basically do like a revamp of it where
Mhm.
some scenes would change, some episodes would have more backstory. I would give more like dark and give more brighter backstories. All the characters
Okay.
have more dark and brighter episodes, and I would just extend the series.
Yeah.
That would be my goal.
Okay. Cool.
And then as for
S
the second option,
yeah, yeah.
the movie I hate the most.
Oh, no.
It's the one movie I've seen that I'm like, yeah, never again. I saw it when I was 16 years old when I was in Portland, Oregon with my sister. Have you ever heard of the movie Valerian?
No, but I've heard your rants about it before.
Well, guys, you're gonna hear about it too. I have literally 2 minutes, but we're gonna make it count. Valerian was single-handedly the worst movie I've ever seen in my entire life. I saw trailers for it, and it looked bomb. It looked amazing.
Uh-huh.
Me and my sister talked about it. We're like, man, this movie looks incredible. Let's go to a theater and see it. So we got into the theater, which, by the way, this theater was incredible. It had like it had upstairs. They delivered food directly to your seat.
Dang.
So I'm like, I ordered some fries. They got me a bucket of fries. I'm like, this is cool. I'm watching the ads. I'm like chilling, having a good time, right? Then the movie starts.
That's when it all went downhill.
So for those of you guys know what Valerian is, from what I remember, because it's been 6 years now, the movie is about this planet, so to speak, that has at least one of every species in the entire galaxy. Right? It's a place where every planet and every solar system could unify under one planet.
That's kind of
So you have
interesting.
it's very interesting, right? So you have all these aliens, you have these humans, stuff like that. Then you have the basically like the guardians of them, who are a couple humans. So the plot of the movie, if I remember correctly, there was something that could destroy that planet, and the good guys were like, oh, we gotta go get that, and we gotta stop them from destroying our civilization. Because, we like harmony. We're in fucking space, so most of us will die if you blow this place up. We gotta go do something.
Mm-hmm.
The trailers showed up being like there's fight scenes all the time. There's action. There's adventure. And then you get shit. It's so boring. Literally, like the one scene that they showed in the trailer, like all the trailers that they showed were like all these scenes that were like gonna be super hype. All the trailers were one scene, just different angles, and that fight scene lasts like 5 minutes. The only good thing about the movie was that Rihanna was in it.
Oh yeah, she voice acted in it?
No, it's a live action. She was in it. And,
I thought it was like an animated thing.
No.
Real movie. Interesting.
So the full title is Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets. It has Dane DeHaan, Cara Delevingne, I don't know how to pronounce her name, but it has some pretty big names. Rihanna is just in it. Her character is Bubble. She is like a shapeshifter, which is incredible. Like, it was cool.
Okay.
But there was just, let me see if I can find the actual synopsis of the movie. So here we go. I'm gonna read it to you guys. Right. A dark force threatens Alpha, which is the planet, a vast metropolis and home to species from 1,000 planets. Special operatives Valerian and Laureline must race to identify the marauding menace and safeguard not just Alpha, but the future of the universe. So going into this movie, Valerian makes you think that it's the planet's name, but it turns out it's the main character who sucks. Both characters, they're just so uninteresting. They have like those very they just have very uninteresting personalities where they're just like their faces are always like this.
Yeah, just like expressionless, just like
literally they're like emotionless,
soulless
the entire time.
Yeah.
And it's oh
See, that's a good answer because like when you read that, like yeah, that sounds like an interesting concept, right?
Right?
So like you could do a lot with something like that, but they just chose not to. It sounds like. So
It
I like that. That's a good
hurts.
answer. Yeah.
I'm eventually gonna make Friday watch it just so I'll suffer through it a second time.
Yeah. Just to make me suffer too.
Maybe it
And
got better. Maybe after 6 years it got better.
hey, you
But
never know.
you never know.
What's the
Maybe
Rotten Tomatoes on that? Let's look it up. Because I'm curious if other people think the same thing.
let's see, Rotten
It
Tomatoes
is
hilarity.
48%. It's higher than I expected it to be. Interesting. Yeah, I know. I've literally never seen anything on this movie.
It was hard.
Sounds like I don't want to. Um, yeah,
Here
interesting.
one of the first critic comments was a nearly 140-minute slog through poor storytelling, boring characters, laughable bad dialogue, and CGI overload.
See, that's what I mean. I hate when movies like people have to be intrigued. It can't slog in the middle. Like you can have an interesting story to tell, because that's where I think most movies, especially sci-fi movies like that, go wrong. Is they're trying to establish a new universe where they have to explain every little thing, which is a hard task to take on. I don't think I could write a story like that, but that's the problem is they write it and they have to explain every little detail and it just makes it boring.
Yeah.
Cuz it's like nobody wants to sit through. That's what's nice about like making new Star Wars stuff. It's the universe, the lore, everything's already established, right? You can
Mm-hmm.
just write a new character and introduce them and you're good to go. But when you're
Yeah.
starting something like that, like nobody knows who these characters are, nobody knows what this world is. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to explain everything, but have to do it in a way that is actually entertaining. And that's where so many things go wrong. And
Before we
it's so
go,
frustrating.
I'm going to read some of the comments as well that came up as well on Rotten Tomatoes. Someone wrote, the main characters have no chemistry, which is completely valid. They have no chemistry at all.
Huh.
Someone wrote, it deserves a hand for its go for broke, no holds barred attitude, but sometimes effort alone is not enough to stand out. There's no excuse for a movie this insane to be so terribly dull. Someone wrote it was different.
That's pretty much it. That's funny. Oh, but that's what I was going to bring up on the topic of remakes. Did you hear? I think it was just announced like an hour or two ago. They're remaking One Piece already. Like, not like live action. They're remaking One Piece, even though the show's not done. Isn't that crazy? So I don't know. I don't know like anything about One Piece, but apparently they are remaking some of the earlier story arcs following the manga exactly. So like it's not going to be like remake or live action. It's going to be like just basically reanimating the story from the early stuff.
Oh, thank God. I thought you were going to say that they're. Oh, my God. I thought you said like another. I thought you meant like another studio was just going to like, yeah,
Well,
One Piece.
I think it might be a different studio, but it will be animated by Wit, the studio behind Spy X Family and Attack on Titan's first 3 seasons. Is that good? I know nothing about anime, so I'm just looking at TK to see if this is I think that's a look of approval and
Those who watch
intrigue.
Spy Family know.
Oh,
But Spy Family is really good. It's if you ever hear someone yell "Waka Waka," they watch Spy Family. That's just it. That's all you need to
I
know.
always thought that was referencing Fozzie Bear from the Muppets. That was his line, was Waka Waka.
In Japanese, I believe it was that's amazing. There's a little
Okay.
girl who's like 6 years old who has the ability to like read people's minds, or she can like hear people's thoughts.
Okay.
And so she finds out that her mom is an assassin and her dad's a spy. And
Huh.
so when she meets her mom for the first time, she goes, she's an assassin. That's so cool. And like in Japanese, she goes, "Waka waka." It's so cute.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've heard that's a good one. But yeah, so apparently they're starting it's going to follow the same story as the manga and it's going to start with the East Blue Saga. Whatever that is. There's that look of intrigue. TK gets it. Um But yeah, no, that's what people were like. They're not even done. They haven't finished yet. How are they remaking it already? But it sounds
Before
like
we
they're
go,
just doing
how
the
long do
animation.
you think One Piece is going to go on for? We already know how long it's going to go on for. How long do you
I
think it's
thought it
going to?
was wrapping up already. Didn't like it's finishing up, isn't it? Like, isn't Oda? Didn't he already write the last bit of it, or did he extend it even more? I have no idea. I
He
thought they
doesn't
were.
know, chat. He doesn't know.
I thought they were
So,
wrapping it up.
as of this year, Oda had mentioned that One Piece will last for another 5 years.
Okay, like the
He,
manga. The
yeah,
manga's lasting for another 5 years, so that means the anime is not going to wrap up until like longer than that.
he has not even gotten close to writing the end.
Oh man.
He knows exactly what it is, which is
Okay, but
also funny.
that's the crazy thing. Is that so impressive
Oh yeah, no, he's an
for
incredible writer.
for a writer like cuz I obviously I haven't watched a lot of One Piece. I've seen like a few episodes maybe.
Hmm.
But like that's so impressive from an artistic standpoint of like writing that many issues of cuz I mean it's like a manga for people who are too Americanized. It's basically like writing an issue of a comic book. But to write that many like that long of a story and like
Yeah.
from what I've heard all of it's pretty good. Like
Oh no, it's
obviously there's
incredible.
got down some but like to write that long of a story and have it work and not like run out of ideas or do any that's amazing.
Well, it's also interesting because spoilers ahead. There is not too big of spoilers, but eventually in the story, there's released something called supernovas, which are basically just like more antagonists, quote unquote, for the main characters to fight.
Mhm.
Oda came up with that the day before he released that issue.
That's crazy.
His editor said, "Oh, let's give them something more to fight for, like some other obstacle they can beat." Oda goes, "How
Super.
about this?"
How about
And
supernovas?
like, yeah, perfect. And then they did it.
Throw it in.
That's just how good of a writer he is.
Yeah, I mean it's impressive. Like I'm struggling to write my own stuff. Just like I'm just trying to plan out like 10 issues or 10 episodes whatever. I don't know if it's going to be a comic book or a show yet. But
Hmm.
it's like I'm just trying to get like enough for what would be equivalent for one like 10 episode season. And it's
Yeah.
hard.
Uh
And
huh.
so to have somebody be like, "Oh, here's, I is one episode equivalent to one issue of the manga? Is that how it works?" Kind of.
Um, kind of. So like one is it, they do it based off of seasons, quote unquote.
Okay.
So one season
Is equivalent to
would
one
be like a
arc,
certain number of chapters.
one story arc, not
Yeah,
like
exactly.
necessarily issues. Okay.
So
But
yeah,
still to have I mean, how many episodes? They're up to almost 1100 episodes, right? If not past.
yeah.
And you think about how many issues that is, if each episode is like 2 or 3 issues, that's crazy. That's so intimidating to even think about. So, mad respect to Oda for uh doing that. That's just crazy. I can't
Also,
even imagine.
every One Piece fan will know what I'm talking about. To that kid that knows the ending, it didn't spoil it immediately.
Yeah,
I love you.
respect.
Because you heard about that, right?
Yeah, I think so.
To those of you guys that don't know, there was a terminally ill child whose only wish was to know the ending of One Piece, and on their deathbed, Oda told them exactly how the story ends,
Which is so sweet.
which was even it's kind of funny because out of the people in the world that know the ending to One Piece,
Mhm.
one of them has died, and the other one is Oda.
Right. That's it.
That's it.
And like that's what I mean. It's so I could rant about this forever. It's just so impressive to like I mean, obviously he's got a 5-year plan. Like this is going
Hmm.
to go on for another 5 years. To have an endpoint in mind and still be able to write all those stories in between. Like that's the thing is he has not rushed to the ending. Like cuz that's the problem that most things most either comic storylines or TV shows, whatever, is they have their end goal in mind, but they
Yeah.
don't. It's just a boring slog to get there because they don't know what to do in between.
Right.
And so it's just so mind blowing to be able to think that far ahead and then still just not run out of ideas to get there.
Oh,
It's
he does it
impressive,
so
man.
well. Yeah.
It's crazy.
What's even funnier is before One Piece, Oda was a romance writer.
I didn't know
He
that.
wrote rom-coms.
That's funny. I didn't know that. Yeah, it's impressive. It's amazing. But
It's
I think
amazing.
we've probably been going on a while. We should probably start wrapping it up here. Good
Thank
episode.
you
That
guys
was
for
fun.
watching. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. I still have a lot more questions as well that I can add on to this.
We could do
So-
a second episode of this, just like these. We'll call them hypotheticals. We could do these like wacky hypotheticals. Because that was fun. I like discussion episodes. Where we
Yeah.
kind of just sit back and just talk about different things. I like that. That's fun. Thank you
Yeah,
all
you
for
good
watching.
guys.
Yeah. I'll give a little spoiler for next episode, just to hold myself accountable because I know I'm going to I want to make sure that I actually do it. I think we're going to do a Christmas song tier list for next episode. We're going to discuss different Christmas songs and rank
For
them.
those that know me, I'm going to be in pain that entire episode.
Yep.
I hate Christmas music with a passion.
He sure does, and we're going to make him sit through it.
I feel like Riley tortures me.
Yep, that's my only goal on this podcast. That's the only reason why I started this podcast in the first place, honestly.
Riley's next topic is how do we embarrass TK?
I'll just do a milk tier list for the next episode, and I'll just send a bunch of milk to your house and make you drink
Best
each one.
ketchup brands.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man. Yep.
But as always, we love the love and support that you guys give. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys again next week.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Later, skaters.